Welcome to Bill Jurgensen's Art Foundry, located in Beamsville, Ontario, and founded in 1981. This kiln has been running for 3 consecutive days at 750 degrees. This excessive heat is necessary to drive the moisture out of the investment molds. Inside each mold is a wax spruing system. It is necessary for the molds to be burnt clean so that the liquid bronze can fill the negative space. Before the bronze is poured into the molds, the slag or impurities are removed. Each one of these molds holds a separate piece of the sculpture's 2 boulders. No pour is complete without the Jurgensen tradition. All the mold material is broken away to reveal the bronze piece. The mold material, or ludo, is eventually ground into a powder and reused in future molds. The power washer helps to remove all the mold material. A successful pour. This is one of 32 pieces that will comprise the 2 boulders. The purpose of the foil is to keep the sand out of the funnel cup. This bronze will be reused in the next pour.
Every time I take a crucible full of bronze and pour it, it's just as exciting as it was the first time.
Local artist Reinhard Reitzenstein has been producing his nature-based sculpture at this foundry for the last 25 years.
One of the things that is really a great working relationship in the sense that I will establish the look of something, and I know, and I can, usually when I make a proposal or create a new piece, I can see it in my mind's eye absolutely clearly before I even begin. Otherwise, it's generally something that doesn't happen. And then I'll tell Bill, okay, here's what's going to happen, here's what I want it to look like, and here's what it should look like. And then he looks at it and thinks about it, and he says, all right, and here's how we're going to get there. He has a really good mind for visualizing process.
The main sculpture project for the last year and a half has been a 25-foot-long arched bridge with a boulder on each end. That rock turned out amazing.
It's really quite wonderful. I'm really happy with that, yeah.
The large arch, which is where the river would flow under.
And then one of the smaller ones. And then this end, which is a partial end, which will go butt up against the boulder.
Since we had to design a machine that allowed us to take these plates, which were essentially poured flat, and then in order to curve them, we had to make a machine pattern where we could actually bend them to the shape that we wanted. Rubber allows flexibility to get in and out of crevices and also to do more than one piece. And the mother mold helps keep the shape, the original shape. Those are the molds, the rubber molds with the plaster mother mold of the original rock, taken directly from the original rock. Then on the floor beside them are now the cast sections, which were painted in wax into the molds as we saw, and then invested and then poured in bronze.
The foundry wax is heated up and then painted onto the mother mold. Painting is continued until a depth of 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch is reached. Then it is checked with the gauge.
So now that you've seen a mother mold section with its rubber, now you see what it's like after we paint on the wax. So it looks much like this. And what that allows us to do is to store the wax piece fully supported by the plaster mother mold, at which point we then begin the spruing process.
World. Jazz. Classic.
Nice. Also made of wax. It's then later on attached here. And all of that will then be encased in a plaster and sand and vet. Presuming that this is the mother mold being pulled away from the rock, when the mother mold section is pulled away from the rock, first of all you can see that it's very thin. It's not a very heavy mold with the burlap reinforcement. And we make ribs with the burlap to create a stronger kind of section. So that's pulled off the rock and placed that way, so you can see the rubber, which has been painted on directly onto the rock, is reinforced by the plaster, and it looks much like what you're looking at. That's one section, and that section is then taken, and then we paint wax directly onto this.
Distant Bridge will be installed at the Mona Lisa condominium in North York in July 2010.
People have compared it to the birthing of a child. The child's with you for 9 months, and you know there's something there, but until it is delivered, you don't know. And with the bronze, that is exciting. That's exciting to see that it's complete. How well it casts. So that, I would say that's the most exciting part. Pouring bronze is exciting. There's no way around it. It's most people look at metal. It's hard. It's intractable. You want to work it, you got to use hard tools to work it, and to be able to take a metal and turn it into a liquid and pour it like you were pouring milk over your cereal. It's amazing. It's always been amazing. Probably will always be amazing to me that. You can take that material, which you could dance on this. I could park my truck on top of it. But at one time, if I dropped the stone into it, a heavy stone, it's like as thin as water, and that's always amazing.